Hi, this is Miss Park, and I'm making this video in order to show you what the judges are looking at and how they're scoring you on the actual day of the debate. Hopefully this will help you to strategize what your speeches look like and how your team is going to approach the actual day of debate. The judges will all have this two-sided sheet of paper. It looks essentially the same on each side. One side is affirmative, one side is negative. I'll be using the affirmative side to explain all of the different pieces that the judges will be looking at during the debate. First of all, during each speech, there will be a timekeeper who is timing each of the speeches. Affirmative speaker one will go first. They will get a raw score based on both their content of their speech and the delivery of their speech. So the judges are looking at, do you have a clear argument and strong arguments? They'll be looking at, do you have evidence to support it? Did you organize your speech effectively so that way your arguments and your evidence is clear? And do you have a strong delivery of that speech? They'll give you a score where 10 means everything is amazing, and 5 means that a lot of those things are maybe missing or are not that great. The timekeeper will call time at 5 minutes. You are allowed to finish your sentence. If at the end of that sentence you are not done with your speech, they will give you a 1-point violation, and so this raw score based on your delivery and content will be, they'll subtract a point from that, and then they'll give you a final score for speaker one. At the same time, the judges are thinking about your slideshow. During the slideshow, whoever's moving the slideshow needs to coordinate the slideshow with speaker one's speech. The thing that's being presented on the screen should be matched with what speaker one is saying. The judges are also looking at the effectiveness of your images and layout. Does your slideshow have unified style? Are there clear sources for your charts and your statistics? You'll also get a score out of 10 for your opening slideshow with speaker one's speech. The negative side will also get a score for speaker one's speech and their slideshow. Moving on to speaker two and speaker three. Speaker two speech is 2 to 3 minutes. Again, the judges are looking for, do you have clear subclaims? Do you have clear evidence and organization that supports that subclaims? Is your delivery proper, meaning are you able to speak with ease? Do you make eye contact? Are you clear? They will give you a raw score. If you are over or under time, they will remove a point as a time violation. They will give you a final score. Same with speaker three. Separately, after all 3 speakers have gone, the judges will give you a team argument score worth another 10 points. This is about the effectiveness of your entire argument. So between all 3 speakers, are you aligned? Are you building on what the previous speakers have said? They'll give you 10 points for that. Between all of these sections, this is 50 points out of 70 points for your whole debate. The next piece is cross-examination. Cross-examination is worth 10 points. That point value will be based on 2 things: your ability to respond to your opponent's questions and the quality of the questions that you're asking your opponents. Your judges are going to be thinking about, do you seem like you're at ease with the questions that your opponents are asking you? Can you turn their questions in such a way that it seems like your side is more persuasive than their side is? Do you ask questions that stump your opponents that they cannot answer? And do you follow up on questions and pursue lines of argument that your opponents might not want you to pursue? Your judges are thinking about that and giving you a score out of 10. The one penalty that you could get for cross-examination is this decorum penalty. Many teams have lost this in the past. I want to make sure that no teams lose that this year. I know cross-examination can get a little heated. This decorum penalty is taken if you are rude or if you are a little too saucy or too insulting towards your opponents, the judges, or even teachers. This has happened in the past. They have the discretion to take away that penalty point for your tone, if your tone is not correct. The last piece and place where you can get points for this debate is in the rebuttal. There's no minimum to the rebuttal, just a maximum. What the judges are looking for is, in the rebuttal, are you taking into consideration the opponent's arguments that they actually made in cross-ex and also in their speeches? Does it seem like you're able to put together logical arguments there on the spot? They're also considering your closing argument and whether your closing argument is leaving an impression about how the strength of your team's arguments. There are two possible penalties. One is for going over time. Again, this is a 1-point penalty for the rebuttal speaker. The other penalty is if you introduce a new subclaim or new evidence, the judges should also remove a point because you are not following directions. They will give you a raw score, and then they will take out your penalties from that score to give you a final score. The last thing that I want to point out is that there is this participation penalty. Everybody on your team needs to speak in the debate. If not everybody speaks, they will also take away 1 point from your total score. They'll add up all of these sections, rebuttal, cross-ex, team argument, speaker 3, speaker 2, speaker 1, and slideshow for a total out of 70 points. Each judge's sheet will be average, so your score from Judge 1, your score from Judge 2, and your score from Judge 3 will be average. So will your opponent's scores, and that final average score will determine who wins and who does not win the debate. I hope that was helpful to you in understanding what the judges are looking for and how the judges are scoring